Hey all, excellent connection. Welcome back for a new live. I like always still have the delay over here, but it seems like everything is going smooth. Let me just double check the sound. It seems like everything is going smooth. Yes, sound is good, 100%. So just like every week, great news for AI this week as well. I selected a few of them. So let's get started. I have over here to start ThinkSound. So ThinkSound, a revolutionary video to sound AI generation platform. I used a little bit and it is pretty impressive. So let me show you guys the idea behind the concept and how we can use it. So let me get out away from here. All right, so concept very straightforward. You basically add a video without sound and it make an analysis of the video and it creates the sound of the video. So this is pretty impressive. Let's use their own example. This is an example that we have. So basically upload the video of the baby. There is no sound over here. So just the baby crying. So, and then we have the caption. It's often optional, and also the description. So begin by creating a soft, steady background of light pacifier suckling. Add subtle breathing rhythms to mimic a newborn's gentle mouth movement. Keep the sound smooth, natural, and smoothing. So as you guys can see, this is optional. When I tried, I did not add any information here. And it done a very impressive work, meaning it was able to make an analysis of the video, and on the details, it creates sound for each detail that was existent in the video. So that's pretty impressive. So let me just double check if the sound here is good, and let's give it a try. I have to go back and forth to check this, so let me just see. Loud baby crying. So that is pretty impressive. So basically what you're watching is that AI generated the sound there, right? So this is another example they have. So this is basically a printer and the cat, it's gonna hit the printer. So we have both sounds, both of the cat and of the printer. So let's give it a start. I mean, it's pretty, I mean, I don't know if you guys are seeing the way I see it, but it's pretty impressive, like to make the analysis of the video and to be able to build up the such selective sounds. Uh-oh, I got a bug here. All right, but we can move on. There was a few, one more over there. I don't remember which one it is. Let me refresh. Maybe it gives me the, don't know what happened there. Oh no, we have a few others over here. Let me see. Okay, oh, it's generating. What's going on there? All right, let's go with the ones that it's already generated. I don't know why it's not there anymore. So this is another one. Observe how interesting it is. Oh man, that might be frustrating. Every time I change the window, does it open here? Yeah, it does, huh? Okay, I have to be back and forth or else it's gonna be, the sound it's not gonna be good. All right, let's try that. Yeah, so here are examples. I believe they're just, even though it's still impressive, they're working more with the sound, environment sound and sound overall instead of the voices, because it seems like they do have the capability, the speech and voice generation. So video understanding and analysis. So this is one thing that it's pretty amazing. Intelligent sound synthesis, speech and voice generation. So the synthesis here, interesting word like ThinkSound, sophisticated neural networks generate high fidelity sounds, ambient environment, and environmental acoustic that perfectly match video content, create realistic soundscapes from natural environments to urban scenes, and multimodal synchronization. So the combination, right, of the creation of the sound, the capability of understanding and making an analysis of the video and bringing everything together. This is pretty amazing. So ThinkSound ensures precise temporal alignment between visual and sound elements for perfect synchronization. Advanced algorithms maintain video sound coherence across different frame rates and video formats. So it's pretty amazing. We have a few other examples here, but I do want to move on. But before moving on, I do want to give it a try. Let's see if I might. Oh, okay, so did it load it? So let's see what we have here. So this one is with no sound. All right, so we got fireworks. So let's try the other one. Yes, it's pretty good. So I did create a couple videos with VO3, and I do wanted to upload them and see if it generates the sound. Let's see if I can do this. Share via link. Okay, let me select the video. So I created this video right here. Uploading. And it was pretty quick the first try I generated. So this is basically the video. So just a chat and the pile right there. So there's some motion, excuse me. So there's some motion here. You guys gonna see it. So let's generate. I'm gonna leave it empty. I wanna see just the analysis, how the outcome. Okay, so it's submitting. It was pretty quick. Extracting features. Okay, it was fairly quick. Let's see. Oh, a wolf howling. Let's see what we have here. The view is not very good, but yeah, I don't know what you think about that one. So let me see. I don't think the sound it's really bad. Let me see the difference here. Let's see what we have here. Yeah, I can tell. I think it might be echoing because I have both. Let me do this. All right, let me try different sound. That way I don't have to be back and forth. So, okay, so this one is the jet without the sound that we watched, and this one is with the sound. So it's fairly quick. So let's hear it. So yeah, it's pretty good because it's very complex, right? So we have the turbines here. We have this one here opening. And we have those motions here. Right, even though they are kind of not very clear what sort of motion they are, it's pretty kind of accurate comparing to the video. So yes, so ThinkSound, this is pretty impressive, pretty amazing. Yeah, wow. All right, so let's move on. We also have Runway with Act 2. So this is a concept that have been around for a while as well, and the good thing is that with the quality, Runway have a very good visual quality, and so that adds a lot, right? Let's go for the overall function of what is Act 2. It's not complicated at all. So basically you create a performance video, so maybe you doing something, and then you do have the character input, which is like which character gonna make that motion that you are doing. So there are two variations here. You do have a variation where you do have the character doing the motions, and you have the option of the character not doing those like motions there. Here we're gonna have, there's all the details are over here. Here we have a more a specific of that. Specific, is that what I'm looking for? Not specific, it's more a clear gesture setting, yes or no, right, on or off. So basically she does the gestures with the hands. So this is the character. So if the gesture off, he does not raise his hands. With the gesture on, he does raise his hand, right? So I would not know why there would be a gesture off. Maybe it's just to remove the automatic motions someone does while communicating. Yeah, it would make sense to have gestures off or on. Here they give like a brief explanation how to work with it. It seems like very straightforward, very simple. Settings, Act 2 option, and text prompt. Let's see what else. Where do you add the image on the prompt there? So the time for generation, Act 2, maybe on the, once you click on Act 2, it gives you the option to add the image and the image and the character input. Okay, so what we have here, cost 5 credits per second, a 3-second minimum. So I mean, at least on my view, like those tools that have the most clear way to show how you are using your credits is the best. Sometimes it gets very confusing. So it's like, oh, you have 1,000 credits and then it's like 500 credits to this or that, right? So it's like, it doesn't mean much. So it can get confusing. So I hope like it's nice when the user interface shows you how the credits are being used if it's going, because it goes fast. Like once you get entertained and hooked in one of those, you start using a lot. So supported durations up to 30 seconds. That's pretty good. Infinite generations explorer mode, yes. Platform availability on web, their website. Base prompt inputs, so driving performance, video character and image to video or video, and various resolutions. So this is pretty good, 24 frames per second, and gesture control supported with character images. All right, so let's take a look. It's pretty nice. Let's take a look on their video. They do have a music, but that's fine as well. So let's take a look.
Act 2.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
Hello. Really? Like,
And then
these here are my favorite beans. Best brand.
What's going on here?
And then I get the call from Zog. He was upset. Somebody.
Let me just make a couple comments here. Like we came a really long way, right? Like you don't see more of the hands, fingers. I think this is gone like for a few months now. So, and you see the whole variation of styles. They are pretty cool. So this is a, whoa, that's nice.
Somebody saw the ship. They put it on the internet.
you want more?
Wolf?
What are you doing? This is football!
Wait. Are you actually gonna stop me here?
I heard in the bathroom someone's like screaming, "Help me!" I'm like, oh my god.
You don't want it in the same take?
Oh, sure. What? Both voice lines.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. It might be a good solution for character continuity as well, right? So yeah, that's pretty nice. And that's Runway. And let's move on for ChatGPT. So let's see what we got this week on ChatGPT. So ChatGPT agent, so this is a concept that it's been there forever, but the further we move, the better they are. Let me see. Let's take a look on overall the things that they can do, right? This was pretty recent. ChatGPT now thinks and acts proactively, choosing from a toolbox of agentic skills to complete tasks for you using its own computer. Okay. So it's pretty, I'm not gonna go through here, but let's take a look on the specific videos of the options or the things that the agentic ChatGPT 5 does. So spreadsheets. So let's take a look on this one right here.
It may be a while for the whole world to evolve to an AI agent-centric worldview, and so I think we should do what we can to meet the world where it's at. My name is John. I work on the deep research and agents teams at OpenAI. One great use case that comes up a lot is you have some kind of budget file, and whenever you do that, it's kind of a pain. It takes maybe 4 to 8 hours, and that's kind of your day. I'm going to show you an example where the agent sources information on the city of San Francisco's annual budget, expenses, and revenues for the past 5 years, and it's going to compile that all into one nicely formatted spreadsheet.
Okay, so let's observe a couple things here. So the first one is that it's already pretty interesting. Let me get back here. It's already very interesting that you were able to add a bunch of PDFs and then ask to organize certain information. So this is already pretty good, very useful. Now you're going a little bit further, and they're gonna show a little bit the step by step on how the agent works, that it's gonna search and it's gonna organize what it searched. So it does have its limitations, but therefore it's already something very interesting. So let's keep on looking at it.
It goes on by itself. I usually just close my laptop, go grab a coffee, maybe I have lunch. So first it needs to find the data. So it probably does a web search to figure out where it can find this San Francisco city budget information. Once it finds the San Francisco city government website, it will try to access the PDF files. So it has its own file system and everything. Then it needs to extract maybe 200 numbers from each PDF. And finally, it will have one command that will generate the entire spreadsheet all at once. If you go back to the chat, you'll see the final response. And let me just open it now. Yeah, I think it got 98% of the information correct. It also formatted the Excel workbook as I instructed it to. In this case, the revisions were small, so I just made them within Excel because it was just a copy paste. But absolutely, you can make them in ChatGPT. I would say just try it out. If it can do 95% of the actual
Yeah, so concept pretty amazing, and it works kind of close to what they are showing. That's already great, right? One thing that it's important is that it takes a little bit of time. Therefore, it's much faster than if you do each step yourself, or me myself. Let's put it like this. And it takes around, I saw a few videos, it takes around, like, it can take from 10 to almost 30 minutes, 20 plus minutes. But even so, concept is there. Once the concept it's functional, then it's just development, right? What do we have next? Okay. Well, let me see one thing here, just a second, because where are we? Uh-oh. No, things seems to be working fine. But when I leave the screen, so right now I have nothing on the screen over there. Okay, so let me see how can I figure this. Let me see if I can change this. Let's see if that makes any difference. I have only one screen, so that's why the application window. No, I think it's gonna have no effect on it. Okay, so let's keep on going. So that's one of the functions. It's pretty cool, pretty interesting, especially for complex activities, right? So let's go for the research and action. That one sounds a lot like research and action. What's the title here? Let's see.
It may be a while for the whole work paste, actual.
Okay, spreadsheets, okay. So now let's go research and action. So let me change my...
So we have been on this journey of like not just improving our models, but the tools the model can use. And it's kind of like a symbiosis of some kind. Like the better the tools are, the better the agent can use it. The better the agent is, the more powerful tool it can use, and it like goes on and on. I'm Devashish, I'm an engineer, and I work on the product team in OpenAI. People in their daily lives, at work or in like personal life, they use like a variety of tools. And we are just training the model to take advantage of all of these things. And you're just giving the agent as much power as possible. Today, I asked agent to book me an itinerary to go to a tennis tournament in like Palm Springs next year. Find me an itinerary that works around the semifinals, because that's going to be really exciting. And the agent is basically going to give me like a detailed itinerary of like how much it's going to cost, what activities we should be doing at every part of the day. And in order to give it additional spin, we also asked it to like look at my calendar and figure out like what flight times would work for me. My dream has come true. I just tell it what to do, and then I can walk away. First thing the model has to do is like figure out like which tools does it need. It'll bring up the visual browser. I use connectors to connect my personal data. So I give agent access to my Gmail and my Google Calendar so that it can access that data. Then the first thing that it needs to do is actually figure out what the tournament dates are. Like when am I available, how much would it cost, where am I going to eat, and when can I get the tickets. And it just like goes through this process for all 3 days of my itinerary. When the agent is ready, it'll send you a notification on your phone or on your laptop, and you can check what the agent has done, review it. It did pretty well. It figured out essentially that the tournament is basically happening from like March 12th to March 15th. Then it figured out that my meetings on March 12th end at like 4:30, and it takes about an hour to go from here to SFO because of the traffic. So it figured out like what time of flights actually work for me. And then it figured out basically like which hotel I'm gonna stay at, when I'm attending the matches, and where should I be eating. Everybody has like some sort of like uninteresting part of the job, like researching, looking here, doing this. You just want to get to the thing. And agent lets me do that.
Research and action. It did not feel very agentic though, right? I did not see action there. Was there action there? I don't think it had, huh? Like it did. If it would purchase the tickets or anything like that, that would be an action, the agentic action. So unless I missed something, which might have occurred. But let's go through the next one. Okay, so customization. Let's take a look on this one right here.
If you give someone a hammer, everything looks like a nail. Now we've got the whole toolbox. It can do so many different things, and it's smart enough to actually know which tool to use in the right situation. I'm Nick. I'm an engineer on the agent team. One of the really exciting things that we've done with Agent now is that you can give it these connectors, your Gmail connector or your Dropbox connector, so it then can understand who you are by learning about your history, what you've done, what you like, and with that information, go out and make better decisions, take better actions on your behalf because it knows you. I want to plan a date night with my fiance, so I'm going to get Agent to do it for me. I have already set up for Agent my Google Calendar connector. When I ask it to book me a reservation, it knows when I'm available. I'll just write a simple task. Find me a sushi restaurant in San Francisco. and make a reservation on OpenTable for any night I have available. I've said that my fiance is gluten-free. That is just like a valuable thing for ChatGPT to always know about me. And so I don't want to have to type that in every time. It just knows that that's it. I can just close my laptop and go do something else.
All right, we are halfway the video there. Come on, guys. Come on. Okay, let's go back to it. Where is the impressive agentic actions? You don't need to close your iPad and take some time so ChatGPT can find a restaurant for sushi. Come on.
It comes up with some sort of high-level plan. Here's what I think I'm gonna do. I'm gonna search for restaurants, I'm gonna check Nick's availability, and then I'm gonna cross-check and make sure that these are good restaurants. To do that, it has to start using the tools that it has at its disposal. So now we've provided it with both visual browser, which it can use to click around and do things that are more visual. It also has the text browser. So if it just needs to ingest a lot of information really quickly with my Google Calendar connector, it can just make an API call and get that information right away. Basically, it got me all the way there. It's found this restaurant, Kusakabe, in San Francisco for next week. It's a great choice. So I'm pretty happy with what it's done so far. Every once in a while, I'm just, taken aback by it a little bit. It does something that I didn't expect, or it's better than I realized, and it's getting better.
All right. Yeah, it's getting better. Nothing truly impressive there. So we do have one more, slideshows, and that's it. So let's see how that's gonna work.
We're trying to unify all these tools together, give the model so much capabilities that it can work with. I'm Aiden, I'm a researcher at OpenAI. So in this example, what I want to do is, I might be like, can you help me research options for office openings in Singapore? And we also want details on the business, government grants, the business grants and government supports and partnerships that we can work with for Singapore, and just make me a comprehensive and beautiful presentation slides to cover all your findings. It just works on its own. I can close my computer, walk out, and I can come back to it later and see what it created. So there's a search for details on good neighborhoods for tech companies. It's thinking about parsing this article to look at rental rates. It's looking for government grants for tech companies and looking for details from trusted websites. And you can also see it looking for relevant images of the neighborhood. And while it's working, I can just keep giving it new information for it to use. And then afterwards, once it gathered everything, you'll see it start to create a PowerPoint in the terminal. I think a really nice thing that the engineers have come up with is we can get a notification on our phone to know when it's done.
How did it do?
I think I'm pretty happy. It found really good images of potential office places. Maybe there's some things we want to fix, and I could just maybe prompt it or download it to fix it afterwards. If this can help people prototype ideas or communicate.
All right, nothing revolutionary or anything in that sense, but it's okay. So we do have the concept. It does work. Now it's how good does it work, right? Some of those examples I've seen no agentic action, but I'm pretty sure that they're gonna improve it, and I hope they do. So for example, the slideshow, the last one that we saw, that one, imagine Canva or even Apple, if they were interested in the field, working with their keynote in a more artistic manner, that you could use some variation of slideshows to work with the AI, right? So same concept, but functional and in a creative manner, I would say. So we're gonna get there. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get there in the next few months, especially if those specialize in the more design-like field. And I repeat, like Canva, if they get in that the outcome might be impressive. I have a couple more, and talking about agentic, because this agentic element, it's been there for a while now, and now that they're bringing forward, I believe that we're going to see more and more, hopefully functional ones, not only just kind of advertisement. So this was even a while ago. This is ElevenLabs. So ElevenLabs introducing ElevenAI, and since we are talking about the agentic element, I found this info here. So the voice first AI assistant that takes action. So today we are launching 11.ai Alpha, a voice assistant built to explore the potential of ElevenLabs conversational AI technology. So here we also have a video that it kind of shows, let's see, I think I have the text over here. So plan my day and add my priority texts. Yeah, so this is what I believe there is on the video here. I don't want to kind of use too many videos with the music. I'm not sure if it might give me trouble later, but I used a lot of them already, so maybe that's enough. So plan my day. Okay, so plan the day and add priority tasks to linear. I do not see this as very agentic. If I throw the text on ChatGPT or Perplexity or whichever other AI tool out there, Grok, Gemini, it can do this, right? So nothing crazy. Customer research, use Perplexity to research our prospect meeting today and summarize their recent funding. Same thing here. Where is the agentic and allow me the question, right? So search our linear issues for the API bug and create, okay, so this is the sort of word that we are looking for the follow-up work. But same thing, the create here is more in the sense of just organize information in a new way. Team communication, catch me up on yesterday's Slack messages in the engineering channel. So maybe an analysis on messages, but on video, not quite sure what's going on there. So MCP integration, MCP provides a standardized way for AI assistant to integrate with external APIs with a uniform protocol. ElevenLabs conversational AI now also has built-in support for MCP. And if we are looking what MCP means, it means not truly what it means over here. Okay, letting AI agents connect to services like Salesforce and a few others. We provide out-of-the-box integrations for Perplexity, research capabilities with real-time web data. Linear issue tracking and project management, Slack team communication and message management, Notion task and knowledge management. So is that the agentic element here? So it is making a research, but Perplexity does that, right? So I can go to Perplexity and make that research through Perplexity. So I can do those, I can use those tools within Perplexity, Linear, Slack, Notion. So maybe they're just, ElevenLabs is just integrating, okay. All right, I mean, ElevenLabs does a very good work overall. So by bringing the natural conversation and adding those tools, it's definitely an advantage. So getting started with 11 AI. So let's see what we get here. Let me remove myself.
Today we're excited to introduce you to 11.ai. With 11, I can create a new personal assistant by giving them a name and choosing a voice from our extensive voice library. Let's call this one 11. I can then give 11 access to my favorite integrations. I like to read Hacker News in the morning, so let's give her access to that. Hey 11, what's on today's front page?
Okay, Louis, I think the most interesting one for you is that Anthropic has just announced Claude 4. Shall we read the comments?
You can also add task-specific assistants, give them their own personality, and give them access to other integrations. We're rolling out more integrations every week, and they're powered by the Model Context Protocol. Go to 11.ai and create your own personal voice assistant, available today.
Okay, maybe they just want to be present on the agentic element. Like I said, it has the extent of agentic, like if you ask to read something, if you ask to organize some information, but it's not that agentic, at least for me, it's not that agentic that we have in mind, like buy the ticket, find the best ticket, so get all the information and actually take an action and a more, how can I put this? Because you are taking action if you're just organizing the information, right? But make a transaction maybe. So you're gonna purchase, you're gonna do something more than just observe and organize and give me the information. But okay, so it's great that they are working towards that. Like I said, I do enjoy the ElevenLabs overall tool. All right, so we had that one, and then I have one more, and today it's being pretty compact, but let me give you this. This next one is very interesting, and it was going to happen, right? We already knew that the integration of AI in movies, it's going to happen. I believe a while ago, it was the movie from Mel Gibson that they had, that they integrated an AI scene. And now we have this other Netflix film that also integrated AI. Let's take a look on it. So it's this one right here. So Netflix, this is from The Guardian. And by the way, I'm gonna leave the links below on the description. One sec. I think we have too many ads over here. Let's see if I can do this. There you go. So Netflix, I'm not gonna go through the whole thing here, but just give a view. And I have not watched, but that's something that I want to watch to see the quality. And no crazy expectations, right? I do think it's just the beginning. Netflix used generative AI in one of its shows for first time. Firm says technology used in El Eternauta is chance to help creators make films and series better, not just cheaper. All right. Yeah, I don't know exactly. And by the way, like the film on the Mel Gibson film, what's the name of that Mel Gibson film? I gotta take a look. That one was actually kind of the snow scene, I believe, if I remember correctly. So a scene from a series on one of El Eternauta, the Eternaut. Netflix has used artificial intelligence for the first time in a movie. I mean, is this good writing? I mean, I'm kind of, there's too many things here that does not sound clear. The Guardian using, so firm says, is firm a person? What's going on here? So I don't see any names here. So the stream company boss said would make films and programs cheaper and of better quality. So Netflix has used artificial intelligence in one of its TV shows for the first time, okay, in a move. Right, in a move, the streaming company boss, it's not very clear for me here, company's boss would make film and programs cheaper and of better quality. So Ted Sarandos, a co-chief executive Netflix, said the Argentinian science fiction series, The El Eternauta, was the first it had made that involved using generative AI footage. We remain convinced that AI presents an incredible opportunity to help creators make films and series, not just cheaper. He told analysts on Thursday after Netflix reported its second quarter results. He said the series, which follows survivors of a rapid and devastating toxic snowfall, involved Netflix and visual effects artists using AI to show a building collapsing in Buenos Aires. Oh, okay, so it's not the snow. It's gonna show the building collapsing. Using AI-powered tools, they were able to achieve an amazing result with remarkable speed, and in fact, that VFX, visual effects, sequence was completed 10 times faster than it could have been completed with traditional VFX tools and workflows, he said. And let me skip that. So the cost of the special effects without AI just wouldn't have been feasible for a show in that budget, Saran said. So yeah, so that's the sort of thing that I believe was we were aware of, that like both the workflow speed and also the quality nowadays, it's just possible to bring something like much quicker. So yeah, so this is, it was expected and it's moving forward. So that's interesting. Yeah, so Netflix, I'm gonna take a look on this one. If it's out, I might take a look at today to see if it's decent. Like I said, no high expectations, even though AI have a very good high quality, right? A very real, it varies. It has all these styles, not only the realistic, but it has all these styles. Okay, I click it by accident. So El Eternauta, the Eternaut. I might take a look on that later. All right, so today I made it a little bit more compact. I want to see if I organize. Now I believe I'm going to have more time. Hopefully I'm able to guide more time for those, for videos and lives. Because great interest in having this moving forward. So maybe add a couple more shows or something that sense, and let's see how that goes. So once more, really appreciate for you guys. Make sure to like, subscribe. See you all next time, and take care.